So hello and welcome to today's video, where today I'm going to show you how you can glitch into some hidden unused areas that you normally cannot access in Bully. Now some of these areas are just areas that were available in the beta, but were changed and locked off in the final game. But they still have a few things left over which seem incredibly out of place compared to the rest of the map. To do most of these glitches you will need to perform the levitation glitch, which if you don't know how to do, is performed by crouching and grabbing somebody, putting them in the bin, and then after doing this, get up from crouching and Jimmy will be running on thin air. I also recommend kissing somebody before this after beating art class 4 or 5, because some of these will actually knock you out when falling. We're also going to be performing most of these glitches from the bike ramp in Old Wkhfaia, as that is the highest point in the game's map and helps us completely bypass invisible walls. I'm also going to be using some mods, namely the no clip mod, to showcase why some of these areas were available in the beta, but all of these are completely accessible through the levitation glitch itself. So for the next one we're going to be re-entering the funhouse, and this one was requested by Kid Mosey. Now a warning about this one, because this one will completely soft lock your game, as once you enter the funhouse you cannot get back out without reloading an to save. Aside from that though, this is harmless. So once we run off the ramp in Old Wkhfaia, follow the same route I do, and make sure we run straight to the carnival. Now once we're at the carnival, slow down and enter aiming mode. Stop moving once you're over the funhouse entrance and make sure you're positioned perfectly or you will have to do this again. Now punch, jump or do anything like that and Jimmy should drop out the sky and land in the mouth of the funhouse. If you didn't kiss anybody you might get knocked out here, but if you did kiss somebody you'll be perfectly fine. So now just enter the back of the mouth like you do in the mission and you're now inside the funhouse again. Now as I said at the beginning, you cannot get back out because the exit doesn't actually exist, and the book you use to activate the ladder in the mission does not actually work. This is actually because the funhouse is not really connected, if that makes any sense. In the mission itself you get teleported once you climb a certain length, but the actual interior itself is completely separated from the first room. And the same also applies to the Reaper graveyard. So you're basically stuck in here, and since the clock gets disabled for whatever reason, you cannot wait until 2 AM. I assume this means Rockstar were never ever intending for this to be enterable in free mode at any point. So the next area we're going to be taking a look at is Tad Spencer's house. Now I do mean taking a look at because there isn't enough height in the game to get Jimmy to enter Tad's house, at least that I know of anyway. But once we get off the ramp, we just make a turn here, and we make a run for Tad's sort of like garage roof. Now this might take a few tries to get working, I mean not a few tries but a few seconds, but if Jimmy sort of gets stuck just run back and then run forward, and then you'll see we get a bit more extra height, so we can just simply get into Tad's yard, but we can't actually get inside his house. However we can look inside his windows. So yeah, this is Tad's house in all of its low quality glory. So next up, we're going to be entering Mr. Hattrick's house. Now some of you may already know the glitch to enter Hattrick's house already exists, which is to sort of like use a bike and jump so high and yeah, you can sort of get access through that way. But here we can actually get access to his house without using the bike, which in my opinion is a hell of a lot easier. So we just performed the same glitch we did with Tad's house. Run up the garage and that. We're not going to run straight to Mr. Hattrick's house just yet, but one thing we are going to do is get a bit more air. But we are going to enter his house by getting a bit more air, and to do that we're going to approach Tad Spencer's gazebo. And just sort of keep running up here. You'll see that Jimmy sort of keeps getting just a bit more air, and I don't know why this specific place here does it, but yeah. So you can see we're just getting a bit more air, just keep doing it till Jimmy sort of comfortably walks across it. There we go. And then we should be able to enter Mr. Hattrick's house without any issues. We can sort of see there, Hattrick Manor. We just run across here. And there we go. We can just sort of punch now. And we're in Mr. Hattrick's house. In my opinion, this is so much easier to do than the bike version. And once you want to exit Mr. Hattrick's house, just simply jump out the window. And that's it. So the first place we're going to show off is the Spaz Industries roof. Now to do this we're going to have to go all the way to Blue Skies Industrial Park, so we're in for quite a long run. So once we reach Blue Skies we need to find the Spaz Industries building. And we're going to keep running to this sort of like chimney kind of thing here. Now don't actually punch or kick anything just yet because well, this roof is not exactly solid. Only about half of it is. This part over here is completely solid. The walkway however isn't. Meanwhile this door over here, as you can sort of see on screen, is actually, well, can be interacted with. We're not going to actually jump down there, but I'll show you what that door does in a minute. As you can probably guess, opens. But yeah, so we're going to sort of deactivate the glitch here. And yeah, now this roof is actually a bit weird because like, as I said, like for some reason this part of the roof is completely solid but the walkway actually isn't. Now I actually believe that in the beta a rubber band was going to be found on, well, on this roof because as you can sort of see down here we've got sort of like a fence blocking it off, we've got like a ramp coming up here, so it clearly shows that Rockstar were planning for this to be well, explored at one point. Now over here, this is the part where I'm going to use a mod because like, otherwise it would take quite a long time to run back, and yeah, you get the idea. This door can actually be interacted with, however there's absolutely nothing in here, so yeah, it kind of says that maybe a rubber band was supposed to be found here because well, if you've collected all rubber bands you know that I believe it's this one is where one of the rubber bands can be found alongside a crate or something like that, so yeah, it's a bit of a weird discovery. Also, if you are going on this roof and you well, you can actually walk through one of these walls as well. Now don't worry if you walk a bit too much, you'll fall down, but you can actually get out of here. Do not actually run into the, well, grassy woodland area, whatever you want to call it, because despite what it looks like, it actually isn't. It's actually pink water and will knock you out instantly. However, you can get a really weird perspective of Buddy's map. Now if you think you are stuck underneath here, don't worry, all you need to do is just sort of like run and yeah, you can get out easily. But yeah, that's the Spaz Industries roof. So the next area we're going to be taking a look at is an unused area in the mission Busting in Part 2, which of course is located in the power plant in Blue Skies. So we're in for another long run. So once we arrive in Blue Skies, we're going to want to make a beeline for the Red Star building. The building we're specifically looking for is the roof of the one that Jimmy enters in the mission. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you actually have full health for this, you know, by kissing somebody, because otherwise, you know, you're going to end up getting knocked out. But end the glitch here. And we find ourselves in this completely unused kind of like, well, alleyway, I guess. Now, what makes this weird is like, the area is sort of like solid, if you know what I mean. There's even sort of like a dumpster where Jimmy could sort of like use to jump in and out of this area as well. This fence you can easily walk through. So yeah, we're just sort of modding our way back in here. And another thing that makes this area a bit odd as well is, well, up here, hey, there's a certain area in the fence missing. Almost like as if a townie was supposed to be sort of stationed up here and just targeting Jimmy from, well, here obviously. So yeah, it's not a massive change, but I guess it was cut because if you think of it, the area is, well, pretty useless. I mean, all it houses is just like, well, a crate and that's it really. And so for the last area, we're going to be taking a look at the Hobos training area. Now this one might actually softlock your game. I'm not too sure it will, I'm not sure it won't. You never know with Buddy because, like, you know, different versions and all that, but yeah. As soon as you jump off the ramp, just keep running forward and eventually you'll sort of, well, come across the academy. And there we can see the Hobos training area. So just simply end the glitch here. And now we're inside the area. There's not much to really do except like, well, destroy a few crates and that's about it. Maybe have a quick look around, but yeah, that's really it. Yeah, I don't think I can actually get out of here. Yeah, so this area does sort of like softlock your game because there's no way you can really get out without knocking yourself out, and as I said at the beginning of the video, you know, make sure you have like double health, so I don't think many people will be able to get out of here without reloading the save game. Luckily for me though, I'm using the no-clip mod as well, so I can get out of here easily, but for you, you're going to have to reload your save game. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Buddy based content, and I hope to see you all at the next video.